Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving right past the internet myths to get into the actual physics behind the ultimate showman of science, Nikola Tesla. You hear his name everywhere, right? But beneath all those wild legends of death rays and free energy, there's a fascinating truth grounded in real, rigorous science. So, how exactly did one man's absolute obsession with a spark change the modern world? Well, we're going to explore how his brilliant insights into high-voltage electromagnetism fueled those crazy theatrical spectacles and literally birthed technologies we still rely on today. And we're paying special attention to his absolute masterpiece, the Tesla coil. Section 1. The quest for high frequency, pushing the limits of alternating current. To really understand Tesla's breakthroughs, we've got to look at the severe limitations of electrical grids back in the late 19th century. At the time, the US standard for alternating current was just 60 cycles per second. But Tesla, he wanted to hit 10,000 cycles and beyond. Why? Because he wanted to literally duplicate a light beam. He knew higher frequencies would mean much brighter lamps and way more efficient energy transmission. But getting there, that was a huge physical challenge. See, there was this massive roadblock. When he tried to replicate Heinrich Hertz's newly discovered electromagnetic waves, he pumped high-frequency currents through standard transformers. And the result? The sheer friction from those high frequencies completely melted the iron cores. It destroyed the insulation. His machines were literally flying apart before they could even get close to his target frequencies. Section 2. Birth of the Tesla coil, the oscillating transformer. Facing this melting problem, Tesla realized he couldn't just tweak the transformer, he had to completely reinvent it. So he stripped out the iron core entirely and just used a simple air gap.
And boom,
The oscillating air core transformer was born, the Tesla coil. His progress here was just relentless. In 1889, he learns of Hertz's work. By 1891, he successfully patents his air core Tesla coil to solve that melting core issue. And then, by 1893, he's up on stage at the Chicago World's Fair, just dazzling audiences with this fully working, world-changing invention. I mean, going from theoretical inspiration to a functional prototype in just a couple years is mind-blowing. Section 3. How the coil actually works, breaking down the physics. Let's peel back the magic trick here and look at the real electrodynamics. How does this thing actually take ordinary household voltage and step it up into the hundreds of thousands, or even millions of volts? The absolute key here is resonance. Think of it exactly like pushing a kid on a swing at the perfect moment to make them go higher and higher. In a Tesla coil, the primary and secondary circuits are finely tuned to share the exact same resonant frequency. By perfectly timing those electrical pushes, the energy just dramatically multiplies with every single cycle. So here is the actual cycle. First, a standard transformer charges up a primary capacitor. When the voltage hits a critical threshold, it bridges a spark gap, firing like a super high-speed switch. This creates a resonant transfer of energy over to the secondary coil. The whole system operates in this cyclic movement, kind of like air oscillating back and forth between two connected balloons, until it eventually shoots a massive, high-frequency voltage right out of the terminal. It is just a beautifully orchestrated dance of physics. Section 4. The magic of wireless lighting. Stage magic meets electromagnetism. Armed with this coil generating insanely high voltages, Tesla took his show on the road to demonstrate what people thought was impossible: wireless light. At the time, Edison's incandescent bulbs needed low voltage and a direct physical wire connection. You were literally tethered to the grid. Tesla's wireless lighting, on the other hand, used high-frequency and near-field electrostatic induction. He was actually manipulating the space between the transmitter and the bulb, letting energy just jump right through the air. No wires required. Just put yourself in the audience of one of his lectures back in the 1890s. Imagine the absolute shock as you hear these loud, crackling sparks, and you see Tesla just casually holding these purplish-blue glowing glass tubes on stage, completely unattached. By creating a massive alternating electrostatic field, the gas inside those tubes ionized and lit up right in his hands. People thought it was sorcery, but no, it was pure electrodynamics. Section 5. Scaling up the Colorado Springs experiments. But lighting a tube on a stage, that wasn't enough for Tesla. He had these grand global visions, and he wanted to push physics to its absolute breaking point. He needed way more space and a lot more power. Could this wireless power actually scale to light up the entire world? That bold question drove him to the high altitudes of Colorado Springs in 1899. His hypothesis was that the Earth itself, and the thin atmosphere above it, could be used as one giant electrical conductor. Basically, if he pumped enough resonant energy into the ground, could he create a global wireless power grid? The scale of what he built out there is staggering. He created a 200 kilowatt transmitting tower with these massive 75-foot diameter primary coils. And it worked. He successfully lit 200 lamps from 25 miles away, generating artificial lightning bolts 135 feet long. The thunder from them could be heard 15 miles away. Honestly, he pushed it so hard that he eventually overloaded and set the town's municipal generator on fire, plunging all of Colorado Springs into total darkness. Section 6. Tesla's real-world legacy, separating fact from fiction. Because his public demonstrations were so theatrical, and because his later Wardenclyffe project failed so spectacularly from lack of funding, a ton of modern mythology has clouded what he actually achieved. Let's separate the facts from the fiction. Look, the internet loves to claim Tesla invented Wi-Fi or somehow unlocked free zero-point energy. But the hard truth is, he operated strictly within the laws of physics. Electricity is a natural phenomenon. He didn't invent it. That famous Wardenclyffe tower, it wasn't tapping into free cosmic energy. It was actually powered by a massive coal-fired Westinghouse generator. And his infamous death ray, it was just a theoretical concept. It was never actually built. But here's the thing. We don't need to invent myths to make Tesla a genius. His actual, proven legacy is profound. Those resonant tuning principles he perfected, they are exactly what allow us to tune a radio or a TV today. His high-frequency lighting demonstrations paved the way for modern neon and fluorescent bulbs. The foundation of our entire alternating current grid has his fingerprints all over it. I want to leave you with this incredible quote from Tesla himself. Even though his dream of a globally electrified grid didn't materialize exactly how he pictured it, just look at the smartphone in your pocket. Didn't his prophetic vision of a world pulsing with wireless intelligence essentially come true? Thanks for joining this explainer. Keep questioning the invisible physics shaping the world around you.